Hey guys, we're always talking about the new. Today, I want to talk to you about my favorite makeup in every category. So we're talking primer, foundation, blush, bronzer. We're talking the full meal deal. Everything that when I sit down to do my makeup because I'm going out with my friends or I'm going out on a date with Barry, what are the products that I am going to because they are my favorite? We're going to do a full face, start to finish with my favorite products right now. First off, and I'm doing my hair a little bit different. What do you think? Did I put a little bit of a curl in it? I'm trying to figure out how to style I know my hair's been shorter for a while now, but just styling it a bit differently. Pulling it back, as usual. Looks a little bit different with the curls. Anyways, we're starting off with my favorite primer of the moment. It is the Maybelline Grippy Serum. I like this because it is hydrating, so I've done all my normal prep as per usual. But this is grippy but also hydrating, so I feel like it's giving me everything I want. And I know that this is new, but as you can see, I've made a decent chunk, a decent dent into it. It's giving me the hydration and it's giving me the grip. And today, I'm not going to go into the full application. You're not going to see all the blend. We're going to cut to talking about what I like about each product and why it's my favorite. You don't need to see how it performs. These are products that I've used here, there. So what I like about this, it's hydrating, but it's also, you can see, it's giving me that little bit of grip. That's what I like about it. So next up, again, this is a product that I've used many times. The Haus Labs Triclone Skin Tech Foundation. Why do I struggle so much with product names? Do you know what it is? The product names, it used to just be like a really easy product name. Now the product names have gotten like so long. So yes, the Haus Labs Triclone Skin Tech Foundation. And I am in the shade 100 Light Neutral. This is one that I was shade matched for it in Sephora in Boston. But I would say when you're getting shade matched, it's tough in the stores because you've got the fluorescent lighting. See if you can get my words. Do you know what? I'm here on my own today and I haven't actually spoken to anyone since I dropped the kids off this morning. See if you can get a sample. Wear it out. Wear it in the different lights that you would be in because here you can see it's a little bit more yellow. I think in this formula, I would rather go with a cool, but I can make it work. So I've got it here on my palette, put it into my brush, and we will make it work. But I like this because I can really, it's, as I've said before, it's a Goldilocks sort of product. You can make it work with however you prep your skin. Today, I'm not doing any sort of mattifying. This is just going to be a satin finish, which is what the finish is. But if you want to mattify it, you can mattify it. You can really play with this foundation and with the finish, which is what I love about it. It gives insane coverage, as you can see, which I've got a few little spots here. I'm still recovering from being sick. My skin is going through it still. Although I did, what's it called? The Biodance, I did the Biodance skin mask last night, the collagen skin mask, just to try and help my skin because it has just been going through it recently with the flu that I've had. It just really threw me for 6. It's taken me, I was sick for a week and a half, 2 weeks, and it's taken me another 2 weeks to recover. It has been intense, which has been rough on the whole family, not gonna lie. So you can see the coverage is insane. The finish is really beautiful. And it just is so quick and easy to apply, which is why I like it, because I don't have the benefit of a lot of time, generally, to apply makeup in my real life. You know, when I'm filming videos, that's a different story. I generally have more time, although today I've had a busier day and I have to film and then go and get the kids from school. But so I like to go over this, get it on with a brush And then generally I like to go over it with a sponge to adjust the finish slightly. And that's, in my real life, how I like to apply most foundations. I think it gives a nicer finish. And it definitely applies this beautifully. And I'm not gonna lie, just because I have zero self-tan on and because of the shade of this product, I am gonna go down the neck a little bit. But yeah, I just really love this foundation. It is one of my favorites. And I do love a lot of base products. Foundation is probably one of my favorite products to try because it can really transform your skin a lot. So, as a surprise to no one, my favorite cream bronzer is the Merit Bronzer Balm in the shade Clay. I use this every day. This is, and like you can see, I've really not used that much. When it comes new, it's domed, so I have used a bit. But this is just such a beautiful shade. I mean, I'm repeating myself from every video. If you haven't seen any of my other videos, you'll. So, you know, it's a beautiful shade. It's made in South Korea. It blends so beautifully. You almost don't even need a mirror to blend it out, quite frankly. It is stunning. On the skin, it feels like nothing. It is just stunning. It's so smooth. It's so creamy. The shade is everything. This is something that when I'm wearing light makeup, I can wear it. Today I'm doing a little bit more, this is makeup that I would do maybe if I'm going out for dinner with Barry. So this is a little bit of a heavier makeup, I would say. So I'm going to layer this with a powder bronzer, but it just adds a little bit of color back to take away that flat base. But oh my gosh, this is just, the ease of blending is to me incredible. Sometimes you can get really waxy bronzer products that are so difficult to blend, and this is just a dream. I'm so impressed with this. I'm waxing lyrical here, but oh my gosh, I just love it. I love it. Surprise to no one. I adore it. I talk about it. And I feel like every video now, it's my fave. I adore it. That probably was a surprise to no one, unless you are new, which if you are new, hello. Hi, I'm Bridget. I'm an American. I live in the UK. I'm a mum to two. And I love makeup. So if you're new, I'd love it if you would like, subscribe, say hello, leave a comment. Let me know a little bit more about you. We are creating a fun community here of makeup lovers. So welcome. So next, again, this is not really a surprise to anyone, but this is something I discovered back in May. This is the CoverGirl, upside down there, Bridget, CoverGirl True Blend Skin Enhancer in the shade Nude Flush. Now this is something that you cannot get in the UK, so a little bit unfair, but this is, I love it, if I'm honest. This is something I use all the time. I love the shade. It's really neutral. It's just up my street. And so unlike the Merit, which really doesn't move anything, this is a little bit more waxy. So I prefer to go onto my brush and put the product onto my brush and then stamp it on. Although I'm not loving this brush for it. I'm gonna use this brush. Just a bit more of a fluffy brush. That's better. And I'm trying to avoid the blush blindness that I had over the summer and be a little bit more light-handed with my blush. Please call it out in the comments if I go over the top. I know I do it. I'm trying to be a little bit more light-handed, but I love a blush. I do love a blush. You know, don't we all? But I'm trying to be a little bit more self-aware and go just that little bit more light-handed, but look at that color. It's just really stunning. It's great in the summer because in the summer I do go a little bit more heavy-handed, but since we're transitioning into autumn, I'm just trying to go that little bit more light-handed and be a little bit more realistic with how it looks. And now that I have my base done and I'm really happy with how it's looking, and when I say my base done, I like to do my foundation, my bronzer, and then my blush, and then go in with my concealer. So my favorite concealer is the Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer. This is very high coverage, very high coverage. So I go with a teeny, really light hand, and I probably could go a shade deeper. I used to go really, really bright with my under eye, and I'm sort of veering away from that now and going to more match my skin tone. It used to be that, you know, we used to really, really highlight under our eyes, and that's just not the trend anymore, but I have not yet updated the shade that I have. So this is in the shade RN1, so that's Rosy Neutral 1. I could probably go RN2 and have a better shade, but I just love this formula so much, and it's not yet time for me to update the shade. But just go really light, and then I don't let this set under my eyes. I used to really get that super, you know, let it self-set a little bit. But I don't do that now so that you don't get that super brightening effect. And just the formula is just incredible. I'm really interested to try the High Glam foundation. I've actually heard mixed reviews about it because it is a hydrating formula that it just doesn't last that long. So I'm curious. What do you guys think? Is that something you'd be interested to see on my channel? I'm curious to pick it up. I don't know. I sort of, it's something that I want to go and see the shades in person before committing to purchasing, because it's a pricey foundation. It's pricey. So yeah, and because the House Labs foundation has such great coverage, I don't feel that I need to go in with concealer around my nose. I feel really confident with how things are looking. And if I did feel like I needed any more coverage, I still have some foundation left on my palette, so I could tap into that. But I'm feeling really confident with how things are panning out. We're 15 minutes in and it's looking really great. So now I want to set. This is my favorite under eye setting powder. It's the Kosas Cloud Set in the shade Candy. Yeah, the AOA Studio brush. These are phenomenal. And they're like £1 or $1 each. They are just incredible. It's worth checking them out. They're from the Shop Miss A website, but look at how mattifying and brightening. I mean, not that I needed a ton of brightening because of the High Glam concealer, but it's just really beautiful. Oh, and I've spoken previously about this powder getting hard pan on it. I figured out what that was, and it was not the powder. It was, I was using a brush cleaner. That was an instant brush cleaner, but I wanted one that didn't have the strong alcohol scent in it. Huge mistake. It had almost an oil, well, it had an oil base to it. And that oil base was lingering on my brushes and giving my powders hard pan because the oil was lingering on the bristles. So I was getting hard pan on my Cloud Set powder, but also on my Givenchy Prism Libre powder. And I was getting really frustrated. And I realized it's because in between doing my deep clean of my brushes, I was doing that quick clean of my brushes, and it was leaving that oil residue on my brushes. So it was a me problem with how I was cleaning my brushes, not a problem with the powder. So I definitely wanted to clear that up because it's not a problem with the formulation of the powder and the powder getting hard pan. It was a me thing. So yeah, so now, again, surprised to know on my favorite loose powder to set the rest of my face is the Boots Natural Collection Setting Powder in the shade Transparent. This, for anyone who doesn't know, is £3, and it is my 100% favorite setting powder. This is my go-to, and if I'm doing really quick on-the-go makeup, I won't necessarily go to, using a separate under eye powder. Like, I won't do the brightening. I'll just use this for under my eye and then over my face. This is just a truly phenomenal powder for setting under the eye and setting the face. The price point is phenomenal. I really, as I've said previously, have liked many, many things from this whole natural collection line. Really rate it. And their price is absolutely incredible. Definitely worth checking this out, whether you're on a sort of a tighter budget or not. Either way, those products are truly incredible. Moving along, I think because I'm in the sort of mood, not in the mood, but this is how I do my like everyday go-to makeup. I'm sort of going at a clip brush. This is my favorite bronzer brush. So the bronzer that I've been going to the most is the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Bronzer in the shade Light. This is what it looks like. It's really soft. It's really easy to blend. And I love that it has this really light neutral shade. It just is quick and easy, which is what you want. And it's something that you can really go in with and build up, or go with a really light hand, which again, I really appreciate. I appreciate that I can just go easy. And that's ultimately what you want. And this is something that I frequently say. I was doing this for quick and easy makeup. Say I was going to the office or something, and I don't want to do like a full eye look. I can take just a crease brush into this, throw it in the crease, and I'm good to go. It's so beautiful for that. So I really, really love this powder. It's so light on the face. It's beautiful for that. So yeah, this has been my go-to bronzer. I think this is the reformulation that is without talc. So it's great. I picked this up again when I was in Boston back in May, and I've been really happy with it. I've been really happy with it since then. So moving on, again, we're going at a really good clip. My favorite that I have gone back to for years, you can see I've had this for a really long time, L'Oreal True Match Blush in the shade, what shade are you? Oh, C34 Tender Rose. This, you can see, is just a really nice neutral blush with a tiny hint of shimmer to it. So it's just really nice and natural, and it sits on top of that cream blush really nicely to almost set it down and just make sure that because I'm doing both, my blush lasts the whole day. And it's nice for the autumn. It just gives that really nice neutral rose tone blush. It's been a go-to for years for a reason. The True Match line from L'Oreal has been going for so long for a reason. It's just a winner. And then again, surprised to know it. And these are all my favorites. So these are products that you've heard me talk about because they're a love of mine for a reason. So for highlighter, the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter in the shade 10 Be My Highlight. This is just an incredible product. This is, see, I've made a little bit of a dent in the middle. I'm not really sure how. I think it's just how my highlight brush goes into it. But, you know, swirl it around. And this is just a really ethereal, lit from within. I'd go along the top of my brow bone and then up into my temple. I mean, this, you can't really go too hard with it. And then you can just see the sun is beaming hardcore into this room right now. So it's really going to make it really... It's making it look blinding, but it's really not in person that blinding. And then, you know me, I love a tip of the nose, and then just a little bit on the temple to just give, you want to look healthy, you want to look glowing and lit, and maybe a little bit of milk mustache, because make my lip just look a little bit bigger, just a tad, teeny bit. So I'm looking at my brow right now, and that is crazy. I don't actually have a brow. This is a new favorite. So I'm going to go, and this is, in all honesty, I need another one of these. e.l.f. Wow Brow in the shade Soft Brown. This is just to give a tiny bit of color. But then I'm going to do a new favorite to just set everything in place, because the e.l.f. Wow Brow does not, it is a gel sort of base to it, but it is not going to set anything in place. And my brows sometimes need a little bit of help. But see, it just gives the lightest kiss of color, and we all know from my previous videos, I'm trying to listen to my mom and be a little bit more light touch with my brows. She thinks that I used to go a little bit too heavy. So I'm trying, Mom, I'm trying to just be a little bit more light-handed. But yeah, just give definition to the face with the brow. And I love this e.l.f. Wow Brow, but I definitely need to purchase another. And then this is, again, the Natural Collection from Boots, the brow gel. And this gives a really fantastic, this gives really great hold without any color. I got a little bit much on the brush there, if I'm honest. Brush it through. I need to clean up the tops of those brows a little bit with my foundation brush. I'm happy with how that looks. Happy, happy, happy. Right, now on to my eyeshadow. So again, this is a newer favorite, but this is the Morphe eyeshadow base. Again, I think I would be happier. I mean, because see, if you just go with foundation, can you see that? The creasing from the concealer and the foundation on the base. And we don't want that, because that will make the eyeshadow on top crease. And we don't want that sort of creasing. Just put really, really lightly putting this eyeshadow base on will prevent creasing. It will blank out the lid, and it just helps the eyeshadow to go on really nice and smooth. But also I'm finding that I'm getting less creasing. So I don't really have I don't really have oily skin in general, but I find that I actually have really oily eyelids. So if I don't use some sort of eyeshadow primer or eyeshadow base, I find that I do get creasing on my eyeshadows. So using a eyeshadow base or primer that is intended as an eyeshadow primer gives me a better finish with my eyeshadows. And that's something that I've found over the past couple of months. So now into what has become my favorite eyeshadow palette, the Natasha Denona My Mini Dream palette. I've seen hit and miss about this, but I just find for me, these neutral shades are just everything that I need in a palette. It gives me the mattes that I want. You know, I can get a really glam look from this, or I can get a really simple, easy out the door look. So this for me is my favorite eyeshadow palette. I mean, I do love all my eyeshadow palettes that I have, and I use them all. I do love a one and done, you know, a single eyeshadow. I love the Merit Studio eyeshadow, the creamed powder. I think is that what it's called, or is it in this Color Studio? I can't remember. I really, really like that. I also love the ColourPop Super Shock shadow, because that's really nice as, you know, just a single shadow to just chuck it on. I think I showed this in a video recently, although I didn't put it on. The Maybelline single shadow that I was influenced by Jessica Braun to buy. That has been really pretty, and I've been using that quite a bit. You know, there's something about a single shadow that's just really nice. But this is something that I just go back to over and over again because it's just effective. So I went in with this shade here, and now I'm mixing the two shimmers because I'm not going out. It's the middle of the day, and I don't need to look high glam. I need to look midweek appropriate to go out to Sainsbury's and pick up black beans for dinner because Aldi didn't have it. I think that's really pretty. I think that's really pretty, and how quick and easy was that to apply with two brushes. To do the shimmers, I really could have done my finger, but I didn't. Really, really, really quick and easy. So again, surprise to no one, my favorite eyeliner is the Sephora 12 Hour Colorful waterproof eyeliner in the shade Tiramisu. This needs to be sharpened, and my favorite sharpener is the NARS sharpener. And it does make a difference what sharpener you use, which this one's actually not pricey. I think it's like £7 or £9 or something. So it's definitely an investment, but it's worth it. It is worth it. So we know that I don't like applying eyeliner on the camera, so I'm going to apply this and then come back. I'll see you in a minute. Okie doke, I'm back and the eyeliner's on. I just want to show you really close in that I feel like I get such a better wing with this liner than what I even do with a liquid liner. Maybe it's because of I just feel more confident with it. But yeah, I just love this liner. I put it on, making sure that it's sharp. And then this exact brush, to me, is the secret. And I don't really talk about my brushes a lot, but this brush is like the right level of stiffness, but it's also the fact that it's curved just gives me that perfect wing, in my opinion. But yeah. And also, for me, being able to not see myself in a monitor, be able to just focus in on my mirror, which I know is very unique, and you guys at home aren't talking to a camera, but for me, I know that I'm not as experienced as a content creator in doing this, but it just throws me. It throws me. Right, back to it. So my favorite mascara, and I need to buy another one, is the Tower 28 Make Waves mascara. You can see the little waves there in the shade Drift. I wear this every day for the most part. I think it's supposed to be a tubing mascara. I don't find that it removes like a traditional tubing mascara, in that with the warm water, it just kind of like comes off in tubes. But I find that it wears similar to a tubing mascara and that it doesn't flake or transfer. So take that as you will. But I love it. Regardless, I love it. So I'm going to do what I always do and curl my lashes. And this actually is my favorite lash curler. And this is the Tower 28 lash curler, which I now think you can buy from the Tower 28 website. I was sent this from Sephora when I placed an order from Sephora. I really like this lash curler because it has tension, like it springs open so that it really is bouncy when you're trying to close it rather than having to bring it together to close, if that makes sense. Let me show my other lash curler that I have, which is, again, a very good lash curler. So this is my other lash curler, which you have to, if I hold it closed, it will stay closed on its own, and then it will stay open on its own. Whereas this one has spring action, and if I pull it like that, it will spring open. And to me, that's a really important mechanism of what makes it really good. Yeah, I just love how that looks. It's so volumizing. It's so lengthening. And I really think a really good lash curler helps. And I have also been using the Swede lash serum, which I notice an enormous difference with. There we go. We're coming in to the home straight. Where'd my lipstick go? Oh, there it is. So, lip liner. This is you can see I've used it a lot, the Maybelline Lifter Liner in the shade Line Leader. This is a great My Lips But Better. Everyone says Your Lips But Better. But one thing I've noticed with watching, and I watch a lot of beauty YouTube, it's my love, it's my passion. That's what made me want to get into this in the first place. Everyone has different natural color to their own lips. So for me, this is a My Lips But Better color. See what I mean? And I think that's something when shopping for lip colors, it's really important to be mindful of. Different lip colors look so different on different people. And that's something that my mom and I noticed when we were trying the Essence lip color in My Mind and the same with the lip liner. I bought it for my mom and she really likes it, but she was noticing that it looks so different on my lips than it does on her lips because the tone and undertone of our lips are so different to one another, but also the size of your lips makes such a difference. I have bigger lips than my mom. So the actual surface area of your lips and how much pigment your skin on your lips will take from the product really matters. And that's not something I've ever really heard anyone else talk about on this platform. So just be mindful of when people say your lips but better, because everybody's lip tone and lip color and undertone is very, very different. So this is for me personally, with very fair skin and quite lightly pigmented lips, this is a my lips but better shade. I'd say it's quite cool toned. And one thing about this is it's very long lasting. It's creamy, but it still has a bit of stick to it. So it will definitely last. I'm so bad. I'm not a good I love lip products, but I'm so bad at reapplying. I want to, do I look crazy? Overline slightly. I wish I had just slightly larger lips. Does that look crazy? Let me know in the comments. Let me know. And then again, this is no surprise to anyone. And again, this is not available in the UK. I wish it was. The CoverGirl Clean Fresh Yummy Blur lipstick in the shade Into the Blur. Now this is a little bit broken because this lives in my handbag. It's matte, but it's a very comfortable. And look at how nicely it goes with that lip liner. I actually have to ask my mom to pick up another one of these. And for those of you who are in the US, this you can get at Ulta. And there we go. That is the full look. Oh, we have to set it. Remember, we don't have to. I like to set my face because I'm really bad at touching up and I'm really bad at reapplying because I've got two little ones who have to run around after. And I don't have the time. I don't have the time to even look in the mirror, let alone touch up. So a product that I love is the Milani Make It Last Original. It does come in a sunscreen and a dewy and a matte. I just like the original. I always shake it up because it helps keep everything moving. And then prime the sprayer. This has a really nice spray. And just and then there we go. And it just sets everything so nicely in place. There is the full face of all of my favorite products in every category. So there we go. There is every single one of my favorite products in each category. I hope you've liked it. I've really loved going through this because I do love makeup ever so much. If this is the kind of video that you like, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, ring the bell, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks, guys. Bye.